Today we will know about the incredible Bulgari Serpenti Misteriosi women's watch. Welcome to Flaunt Yourself, where you know your fashion. Bulgari created something unquestionably outstanding with the first Serpenti back in the 1940s. Inspired by the symbolism of the seductive serpent in ancient Greek and Roman mythology, the Serpenti took on the form of one of the most feminine and captivating women's watches. Worn by actresses in the most privileged jet set, what renders today's Bulgari, and today's Bulgari Serpenti creations, so special, in my eyes at least, is that the company and its craftspeople are still able to push the serpent theme, its hand-assembled turbogas construction, haute jewelry execution, and the inimitably over-the-top nature of the collection right to the edge. First, let's talk watchmaking. Bulgari is proud and frankly excited to have developed its own hand-wound, extra-small mechanical movement to be fitted to some of the Serpenti and later on, perhaps other women's watch references in place of quartz movements. It's officially called Piccolissimo, meaning smallest in Italian. It is no surprise that Bulgari utilized some of what it's learned when developing its record-thin finissimo movements. With the BVL 100's average component weight of 0.012 grams, manufacturing, assembling, and reliably operating a caliber of such proportions is no small technical feat. The tiny movement had to fit into the lower half of the head of the Serpenti Misteriosi. As a true mysterious watch where the timekeeping device is hidden most of the time, it had to be fully enveloped, encapsulated by the lower half of the head and disguised by the hinged upper half that closes and latches down over it. On paper, all four of the new for 2022 Serpenti Misteriosi pieces are apparently distinguished only by their reference numbers. The two pieces featured in this are reference 103,558 and reference 103,561. Perhaps it wouldn't be a stretch to say each is worthy of its own serpentine nickname. Rooted in numerous ancient cultures, the snake embodies multiple symbolic values, including womanhood, rebirth, luck, seduction, and temptation. It is only right, then, that the Serpenti watch winds and wraps around the wrist like a true snake. To do so, these ultra-high-end Serpenti watches use an elaborate version of the turbogas bracelet construction that made the collection famous in the mid-1900s. The so-called double-tour turbogas bracelets here feature a precious metal structure of links wrapped around a flexible blade. The hollowed-out structure of the individual links, the 18K gold latticework ensures that the links are soft to touch and weight, which is still substantial for the fully assembled watch, is kept at bay. It is remarkable that even the inside, or flip side, of these individual links is brought to such refinement and polish by hand. This makes one wonder which men's watch even at this $200,000 range, offered a bracelet that came even remotely close. The second thing is the way this watch wants to come alive and move on its own. Picking it up and handling is impossible without inducing some sort of movement from it. Then curiosity might just take the best of the observer, as one begins to pull the thing apart, and apart the Serpenti and its turbogas bracelet stretches. You couldn't pull it out into a straight line, but it stretches way beyond the point that would be necessary for putting it on with comfort. In short, Bulgari has perfected the turbogas technique and crafted the Serpenti into a watch that is truly and deeply impressive in its engineering and robustness. And that is not something many would expect when judging from photos or picturing the delicate scenarios in which such a piece will be worn. A gentle press down the tongue and the head of the serpent opens, but first, one might want to appreciate the sinister teeth that run along the mouth, in line with some ancient and not so ancient depictions of the serpent. In fact, the entire head and its teeth bear remarkable similarity to those on Lorenzo Mattini's early 1300s relief on the facade of Orvieto Cathedral. The top gently hinges away and reveals pave-set dials and, on one of the models, a faceted sapphire crystal that is a lovely match to the myriads of diamonds around it. The flip side of the head reveals all the settings and stones that we could only see from above until now, including the two pear-cut rubelites that function as the eyes on the reference above. All these could have easily been hidden, hiding any corrections or mistakes, but no, everything is on full display. The heads and their features are menacing and full of character from the outside, as they very well should be on a Serpenti. Neither from afar nor from up close are these cutesy watches. If this extensive ribbon of gold and the 700 to 800 diamonds weren't enough, the proportions, the finer details, and the overall message deliver the final blow to most all other women's watches. Bulgari was right to extensively research ancient cultures for inspiration, even if that clever move in itself would not have led to long-term success. Over previous decades, reaching back to the 1950s, and up to now, Buggery has been handling the Serpentine with evident care and bravery, and has not outsourced, but rather nurtured, the talent it takes to keep this collection in its own thus far impenetrable universe. Price for the Buggery Serpentine Misteriosi reference $103,558 is $251,000, and for the Buggery Serpentine Misteriosi reference $103,561 is $274,000. You may learn more on the brand's website. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.